what improvements you're looking for the weekend?
Oh, I just want to get back to the way we played against New Zealand. So it's a lot of improvements for us.
Even then, it's a big ask, isn't it?
What, against Australia?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're the best team, so.
And even beating them might not be enough.
No, it may not be. We'll know before we get to the game, so that'll be the good part. But we've got to beat them, that's the number one thing, otherwise it's all over for us anyway.
I'm disappointed. Have you been in what you've seen so far?
No, I mean disappointed other than the way we played on Saturday night, that's all.
Wayne, if there's a reproduction of the Scotland effort, what will happen to the team?
No. Get beaten 40, 50 points. Yeah.
Have you emphasised that to them all week? Or?
No.
Wayne, will James Graham play?
I think he will, yeah.
Where have you decided on your half-back combination? Yeah, obviously Williams and Gale show some promising signs.
Well, we're probably close to what we're looking at, but you've got a rule over here that you just got to name 19 players and you can put them in alphabetical order, so it's beautiful.
We'll stick to broadcasters, please, to get your best.
Wayne, what have you made of Mal making this very personal between you and him?
Oh, look, I haven't read it, seen it, so it doesn't worry me.
Well, he's been saying, like, that you're not friends for a starter.
Yeah.
Does that offend you in any way?
Look, as I said, I haven't read it. He hasn't said anything to me about that. I saw him yesterday, spent some time with him yesterday, and so.
Did you undermine him for his Australian job, as he said?
Well, it's a matter of perception. I didn't do that, but that's what he believes in. That's his prerogative.
I think he thinks that because you said it's not an Australian, the Australian job isn't necessarily a full-time position.
Yeah, well, I'm not here to talk about Mel and myself, okay? If you want to talk to me about the game and the weekend, I'm happy to do that.
To what extent do you want the players to put it out of their mind, the Scotland win, or do you want them to keep that in mind and learn from it?
No, I just wanted to move on to playing Australia. None of those are relevant. Australia's relevant, that's what they've got to get their mind around and prepare themselves to play the way that they know they can play.
And for a lot of the Australian team, they're playing big matches probably more often with the state of origin in Australia. What have you spoken to your players about playing in these sort of big matches like internationals, which is really their only real fight?
Talk's pretty cheap in my world. So you can talk about a lot of things, but it doesn't necessarily mean that any action will be taken about it. So the best thing that can happen to us is to play in the big games and learn from that experience, not some coach talking.
And you're confident that this team has learned from the previous two matches in this tournament?
Well, I'm not confident about anything except that I know how much ability they've got, and I want them to play to that ability, and after that, that's the best chance we've got.
If you get to a certain point where you need to chase points, Wayne, do you chase points?
Well, we got to win the game, so I mean, you're not thinking. That's pretty screwed up thinking, to be honest with you. It's not going to help the players. They've got their hands full trying to beat Australia, let alone how many points we can get after we beat Australia, if that's at all possible. So, so that's not going to come into the equation.
Wayne, how much are you enjoying coaching Sam Burgess?
Yeah, no, I'm enjoying that. It's really good. Sam's great. His brothers are wonderful. I've got a really good squad of good guys here. I couldn't be more pleased with them, actually. I've had a really enjoyable month with them. It's been very good.
Can you pick the difference between George and Tom yet?
Not yet. I've got track difference. I take a marker pen with me to train. I put X on one of their heads and that's how I do it.
With James Graham, has he got to go through jump some hoops just yet?
No, he'll be playing. He trained this morning and he'll be right to go.
It's important to have him back, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is important. Yeah, he brings a lot, so he'll be good for us.
How many changes do you envisage making?
Saturday night, probably everybody. Today I'm a bit more rational, so not too many.
How big a call is it, Wayne, in terms of bringing Gareth Wood back potentially for such a big game with all his NRL experience?
Yeah, well, I see he's played 20-odd tests as well, so he brings a fair bit to the team, so that's part of the decision that I have to make about it.
Was he a bit gutted to be left out last week?
No, they all understood why they were left out last week. It wasn't about form or anything else, it was about giving other players opportunities to play and try and make them feel their month's been worthwhile as well, because they've all got a game now, which is important to me, that they've all had a run. And, yeah.
There were some good signs with Gale and Williams, wasn't there, at times?
Yeah, at times. Yeah.
Wayne, your press conferences seem to get as much publicity as the matches. Does that surprise you? People love to
Yeah, it's a funny thing you say about that. You know, I started coaching in 1977, and they were bagging me then, and nothing's changed in 2016. So, been a lot of water on the bridge for me, and yeah, I am what I am, and I'm not going to compromise myself or what I feel or what state I'm in at that particular time. So, yeah, it's okay.
Wayne, can you do an English accent at all for us?
Well, I probably can. I'm not too bad, but I'm not going to show my wares here. I'll embarrass myself.
Will it feel strange coaching against the Kangaroos?
No, I've done that before.
In 08? In 08?
In 08, but yeah, when I was with the New Zealand team. So you don't think about Australia. You just put it in your mind. It's nothing to do with what you got to do.
Wayne, how much of your role is promoting rugby league in England as well as coaching the team?
Look, I'll tell you about promoting rugby league. You go talk to any marketing department, and they don't want you to be goofing off and talking it up, and your team's getting beaten every week because they won't sell a ticket. The end result about what we all do is about how our teams perform in the football field. I'm a football coach. That's what I am, and my job's to get the best out of those players, and my job's to give you the best entertainment I possibly can. And when that's in place, what you say away from the game is really immaterial. And that's been my philosophy all my coaching life. And my players and my teams are my priority, and they always will be. And I'm not interested in cheap talk, and I'm not interested in getting out there thinking that I can promote the game by something that I say. I know that the teams that I coach, if they play well and everyone enjoys the way they play, then you won't have a shortage of fans and people interested in what you're doing.
So winning promotes, is that what you're saying?
Well, it doesn't in our sport, and it does in every sport.
In 2002, when it was 64-10 and Great Britain were heavily beaten, you were concerned about the state of the game. How far do you think, regardless of what happens this Sunday, how far have we come since then, do you think?
I think we've come a long way. I think there's some wonderful things happening out there. No one, is a greater advertisement for than you are, because you spend a lot of time with the other, doing a lot of work around the world, and you've seen Samoa emerge. Fiji is starting to emerge. Tonga's getting up there as well. That wasn't happening in 2002, and there's a lot of other countries now playing as well. That's going to be a long-term project, of course, but no, I think the international games are in a much healthier state than it's ever been.
Obviously you're very focused on your team, but the Kangaroo side, how high would you rate this current team?
Australia have always got good players. It's the best competition in the rugby league world, and they've always got good quality players, and they're hardened and born out of an origin series that no one else can replicate anywhere in the world, and that gives them a great advantage because the best of those players are in one team, and that's why Australia's so dominant and have been for so long.
Broadcasters done that. Okay, I'll switch off.